We are still just scratching the surface of what's possible with science. We have some interesting tools with biotechnology and advanced breeding techniques, but the more we understand what makes a plant tick, the more we can help the plant deliver even more value just because of the knowledge that's there. So I'm convinced that the science is going to help us move forward significantly. We've obviously got a big challenge as a world to feed 9 or some people say 10 billion people by 2050. And it's going to take everybody working together, governments, private companies, NGOs. We've all got to find ways to collaborate like we've never done before, I think, to really rise to this challenge. The private sector can be a key partner with others in places that may not be strictly a business opportunity. So, for example, we have technology that might apply to some local indigenous crops. It wouldn't be a market opportunity that we could afford to pursue. But we've formed partnerships with some foundations and with some local seed organizations, et cetera, to be able to get the things together that combined we can come up with, for example, Africa biofortified sorghum. It'd be a great nutrient-enhanced sorghum, a local staple crop in Western Africa that can come to fruition. Agricultural investment from the public sector has declined significantly over the last several decades, and so in order to rise to this challenge, the private sector probably can't do it all alone. We also need government investment in agriculture and in ag research. One of the key areas that's really helpful is what I'll call extension. In the U.S. we refer to as extension, but how do you get some of the learnings, agronomic and crop learnings, translated out to farmers? That's something that we do as part of our offering, but it's really helpful if there's a research capability and a translation of that to farmers around basic ag practices. The other area of investment that will really be helpful, particularly in areas like sub-Saharan Africa or developing countries in general, is on infrastructure. Now, if we can get a farmer great seed or great crop protection products, they can grow a better crop, but they don't have access to a market, we still haven't solved their problem. One of the most important things oftentimes is access to information. Cell phones are becoming very common and in some of the most remote areas. And information can come across those. Farmers are getting downloads of weather information or market information, and they're getting better access to pricing. So in addition to cooperatives, sometimes there are other mechanisms to just help farmers have access to the information. And once you give them access to the information, they're good business people. They figure it out.